Let's go to Washington and talk to Dr. Webster Griffin Tarpley, author and historian. Welcome to the program, sir. Doctor, with the Syrian army being able to gain more ground and kill more insurgents, just how do you assess the Syrian crisis at this point in time?
Well, on the one hand, the military developments of the past 24 hours or so confirm this pattern of slow, steady, inexorable progress by the Syrian army against the rebels, of course, facilitated by the fact that the rebels are avidly fighting among themselves, killing each other, assassinating each other's leaders, and so forth. And this then leads to I think, a very grim political situation for the rebels and their international backers. There's going to be a Friends of Syria meeting, again, that ironically named gathering. They're going to be meeting in London next week, and they really are in total disarray. On the one hand, the Syrian National Coalition, supposedly linked to the Free Syrian Army, but the Syrian National Coalition now says that they will not attend any Geneva talks, although there are factions of them who say they might, after all, attend. So total confusion. And then we've got I think the really symptoms of mental disintegration on the part of the backers of the rebels. For example, the Saudi government was offered a seat on the United Nations Security Council, one of the rotating seats, and Saudi Arabia says that they're not happy with what the Security Council has done, so they're going to go home. It's like a tantrum. They're not going to participate in the Security Council. It's really an absurd thing. And then we have Secretary of State John Kerry, who is reported to be under psychiatric observation for symptoms of schizophrenia. 2 weeks ago, he was praising the Syrian government for complete cooperation, total cooperation with the survey and inspection of the chemical weapons arsenal, which are in the process of being eliminated. And then at the beginning of this week, he then had a rage fit and began ranting about his personal opinion that President Assad is illegitimate and has to go. So 1 week, it's thank you to the Syrian government for your responsible behavior, and then this week it's, but by the way, you still have to go. So the political disintegration of this entire adventure couldn't be clearer.
And so briefly, Doctor, just how much can the Syrian crisis be solved diplomatically? And speaking of diplomacy, what are the chances for a successful Geneva II conference?
Well, it's obviously important for people of goodwill to try to secure a diplomatic solution. Right? That's what Russia is doing. That's what the Assad government has accepted. That's what quite a number of other governments have supported. But of course, the Syrian rebels are incorrigible. They simply will not negotiate, and that's the most recent authoritative word we have from the Syrian National Council. So if they won't negotiate, one might say that those same rebels are making a military solution at their expense inevitable. If they won't cooperate with some political solution, then only the military solution is left. And I suspect it's actually going to be a military solution at the expense of the rebels, taking several more months. But I think the die is cast and the situation is going in the direction of the elimination of these micro-states or mini-states or emirates that the rebels have been creating in northern Syria, which are absolutely intolerable for the people who live there. The popularity of these people as rulers is at an all-time low, and most Syrians would like to get rid of them. So at that rate, I think it's going to be ultimately their military liquidation that will end this.
All right, we'll leave it there for the time. Many thanks to Dr. Webster Griffin Tarpley from Washington. Thanks for your time there, sir.